What's up, YouTube? Hello, guys. Thank you for tuning into today's video. And so today we're gonna be checking out 8 cheapest supercars you can afford. You can afford, like you. I know what I can afford. You know what you can afford. Everybody, everyone knows what they can afford. So let's watch the video. Let's find out what he has to say. So if you're new here, do not forget to hit the subscribe button and also like this video as it helps the channel to grow. Thank you so much. Let's hop into the video.
So, you want to go fast, but that massive turbo and straight through exhaust you bolted onto your Miata just isn't doing it for you anymore.
On my
You're gonna
RX-8.
have to level up into something a bit more exotic. Thankfully, you don't need to be Jeff Bezos to afford one. And you know that I just snagged this cheap Audi R8, so I know a thing or three about buying cheap supercars.
R8.
And these are 8 of the cheapest supercars that you can buy today.
Is R8 cheap?
It's cheaper than a brand new GR Corolla. First, you know nothing says supercar quite like Ferrari, and you can pick up a V8 prancing horse for pennies compared to what it costs new. But to get a Ferrari on a budget, you're going to be looking at an early 2000s 360.
2000
despite being as old as
and what?
most of you
What did he say?
watching, at an early 2000s 360.
Oh,
and despite being
2000s.
as old as most of you watching,
I was thinking it was
still
like
get the
maybe
full
it looks like 19 cars of the 90s.
supercar experience with a 3.6 liter naturally aspirated V8,
Really?
400 horsepower.
400 horsepower?
Looks that will make all your friends think that you're rich. 360s can even be surprisingly reliable for an exotic. As long as you get one with a clean history, you should be good to go. Although even small problems on a Ferrari can cost a lot of money, racking up big
Yeah, I heard the
but
parts
that
are
phenomenal
quite
V8
expensive.
sound will certainly be worth the maintenance, especially if you get the Spider, like this yellow one we found for
$94,000. Come on, chat. This is not cheap.
$94,000, which, yeah, I agree is a lot. So let's show you a supercar that's
Of course it is.
priced and just as much fun. And the one you want
Okay.
if you want to spend your days saving the world. You'll want an Aston Martin DB9 to outrun the bad guys. Hands down, is one of the most beautiful
James
cars
Bond.
ever made. An instant classic when it first hit the road in 2004. This may be more of a grand tour than a supercar, but with that 6-liter V12 up front, you aren't
V12.
missing out on any of that supercar speed. You'll hit 60 in just 4.5 seconds and 100 in under 10. And you won't hit that top speed limiter until you're going 183 miles per hour. Just
183 miles.
You get supercar speeds
my
with a
days.
luxury GT interior. And the tech inside may have been bad, even for 2004 standards, but the sound of that V12 is way better than anything you can hear on the radio. Early DB9 can be found for as little as 50 stacks.
2007
That
Aston
honestly
Martin
is like an absolute
DB9.
steal of a V12 supercar. Now, for our next
49?
car, we're heading back to Italy for what might be my favorite one on this list. The Lamborghini Gallardo.
Still quite expensive.
The Gallardo was one of the first cars ever made under the ownership of Audi, but don't think that that makes it in any way more boring. Oh no, this thing is just as exciting as a Lambo should be, and the Germans know a little bit more about reliability than the Italians. So, you know, it actually works. You got the Italian skin with the German engineering. And of course, the best part is that V10 engine, a world full of silent
V10.
Duracell-powered EVs. The sound this car makes,
Bro, for how much? Just get to the bottom.
intoxicating, and it will make you roll down the window every time that you go through a tunnel. And if you want a car that gets all the attention, this is the one for you. Everyone recognizes Lamborghini, and if you get one in green, bright orange, or Arancio Borealis, as they say in Italy, you'll get as much attention as any
Attention. Why
So,
does it always have to be
cost
down
back?
to attention?
Well,
Why?
this one is on the upper end of budget, with them starting at roughly around
Really?
$20,000. And when you include that the V10 fuel consumption is at roughly 9 miles per gallon, things can get even more expensive. But there is always a way to get supercar looks for around half the price. And use
Okay,
almost
okay,
no
okay.
gas at all.
Next.
BMW. They're the masters at making fast sedans and even faster wagons that can scare off sports cars. But they've never really ever made a proper supercar, right? I mean, I guess
Right?
they did make the super rare M1 back
Like the
in
i8s.
which was actually the first car to be solely developed by BMW M. But in 2014,
i8s.
changed with the i8. This mid mid-engine hybrid looks like it came from the future with its aggressive styling and cool-looking
straight up electric car.
Don't let those looks fool ya. Things get a lot less exotic when you look under the hood. You're not going to find a V8 or even a V6.
Really?
You'll have to make do with a 1.5-liter 3-cylinder. Now, don't just skip ahead yet. You still get 360 horses to play with. Thanks to the hybrid system, you're going to get 50 miles to the gallon. Combine that with depreciation, you have yourself a supercar bargain with 2015 models sitting at around 65 grand. And yes, high gas mileage is nice and all, but if you believe there is no replacement for displacement, which is exactly why you're subscribed to Ideal Cars, then you like the next car on this list. When everyone else in this world started downsizing, adding turbos, or just going straight up hybrid, Dodge was that one company that never got the memo. And we're kind of glad that they didn't, because the result was some of the biggest and best
Supercharged
ever made, from the 5.7 liter Hemi to the 6.2 liter Hellcat, and the one that we're talking about today, the 8.3 liter V10 found in the Viper. And you can now get behind the wheel of this monstrous engine for under 60 grand, with high milers going for around 50, like this 05 SRT10 we found on Auto Tempest, which, by the way, we'll link to all of them down in the description.
Dodge Viper.
Check them out. Maybe use the Ideal Car Strategies to buy one. For that, you get 510 horsepower, a top speed of 195 miles per hour, and a 6-speed manual. Yes, a 6-speed manual. You can save the manuals by snagging our best-selling tee up here. Now, there will probably never be another supercar like the Viper, so the fact that they can be had for almost half the original
car actually looks aggressive.
Tempting. But if you're a different breed and you like the V10 mounted behind the driver, well, then you're gonna have to look to Germany and the Audi R8. Now, the first generation R8 changed the game.
R8 is actually a nice car,
and they have aged better than your boy because, well, I don't know, being a YouTuber is kind of tough work. The R8, when it came out, gave you all the power that you could want with the ability to use it every single day. It was a new supercar. And whether you went for the V8 with a manual like I did, which I think is the better of the two motors, or the 5.2 liter V10, it really is just an ideal supercar. And if you want to watch me buy the cheapest R8 in the nation, go check it out up here. Came with a bunch of surprises. Since I know that you want speed, let's talk about the V10 here. With the R8 V10, you're basically getting everything from the Lambo Gallardo that we were talking about earlier at a much lower price. And you can find plenty of V10 R8s listed between 90 and 100 grand. And to get the same performance, you're gonna need at least another 20 grand to get into a Gallardo. So with that extra cash that I just saved you, you could add a couple of snails and have yourself one of the fastest cars on the street. And if you want something that has turbos straight from the factory, Britain, they have you covered with the McLaren 12C. They're known for being an absurdly fast
McLaren
cars,
12C.
from the legendary F1 to the tech-forward P1 to the ugly but incredible performance of the Senna. And
Ugly but incredible.
Fire, they are the king of the track. And while the Senna will set you back over $1 million, you can have something surprisingly similar, at least on paper, for a tenth of the cost. The McLaren 12C launched in 2011 with a twin-turbo V8 making 600 horsepower, and they can now be had for around half the original list price at about 120 grand.
120
now, this certainly
grand?
is not going to be one of the most reliable cars that you've
120
ever
grand?
driven or even on this list, but it is definitely going to be the fastest, especially when it's tuned. Getting you to 60 miles an hour in under 3 seconds and hitting
3 seconds
in 5 if you're brave enough. Man, that would take some big cojones. We're all about getting a great deal on a used car here at Ideal, but if you want that new car feeling, you can still get a car that looks and sounds like a supercar for under $70,000 with the honorable mention, Corvette. They've always given you the bang for buck that everybody's looking for, and the C8 gets close to a supercar,
the C8.
at least closer than ever before, with almost 500 horsepower and that exotic mid-engine supercar.
I just like the way the back is, carved. It looks like Chevrolet, kind of.
And
yeah, if I'm right.
Find one at or around MSRP, you've got yourself a seriously good deal. Okay, so that was the ideal list of cheap supercars. Which one is the idealist? Which is the one that I would use the Ideal Car Strategies and make money enjoying? Well, it's definitely the Iron Man car, which I put my money where my mouth is. We talked about the V10.
The Iron Man car.
actual real steal of a deal is getting a V8 with a 6-speed manual. Not many cars ever came with a gated manual transmission, and not only does this one look like $1 million, but the 4.2 liter V8s are pretty much bulletproof. And so, if you want to learn the 7 mistakes that I see people make all of the time trying to buy and enjoy their ideal cars and make money on them, click the free sneak peek down in the description. And let me know in the comments, would you get a new Vet or would you get something more exotic on the used car market? Also, if you enjoyed this vid, hit the like button. I'm Brad, this is Ideal, and promise me one thing, keep living.
Alright, so of course he earned a like and I'll subscribe. This is actually my gaming channel though, but like I'm already subscribed to the channel with my account, MotoGod. So Ideal Media, nice video, great video. I'll be leaving the link to this video in the description, so if you're interested in like watching it on your own time other than watching it with me, you could check it out. So today we've come to the end of the video, and I hope you enjoyed it because I did. Thank you for sticking with me to the end. If you enjoyed this video, do not forget to subscribe, hit the like button as it helps this channel to grow, and also share this video with your friends and family. I'll see you guys in the next one. I'll be dropping videos like this daily, or maybe 4 or 5 times in a week, and I'll be expecting you guys to come back. I'll see you guys later. Bye.